Hello everyone, James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me on our first camping trip of 2019 and our first ever winter camping. Me and Cuervo are out here just going to spend a couple days to enjoy ourselves, cook some good food, and enjoy the snow. So we are desert dwellers. We are used to triple degree heat. We are not used to snow. We are wimps to the cold. So we decided, one, get out here and enjoy ourselves, and two, push our skills a little bit more, get outside our comfort zone. So I don't know if you can tell behind us, there is some snow. Hopefully it's not messing up our phone recording because the weather does affect it. And it is pretty chilly. We are expecting more snow, and we are pretty high in elevation, so we're going to see how we deal with that. But there was a couple setbacks. We were supposed to camp for 3 days. Unfortunately, the first day we had to get a hotel because there was ridiculous 40 miles per hour winds, and we just couldn't camp. We couldn't camp, and there was a small forest fire that broke out that they got everyone a little bit ruffled up. So we just stayed in a hotel, ate in town, and then we're out here now. So this is our setup. So we're just going to show you how it is. It's not pretty, but it's going to be functional to try to stay warm. So thank you for joining me. Let's get started. All right, folks. So camp setup, that is Cuervo's tent. This one is mine. The only difference is I did put my Snug Pack all-weather tarp over it. It's not pretty, but I'm just trying to put as much layers as I can to help block with the wind and all that stuff. So let me give you a quick MTV cribs on my setup and how I'm gonna try to hopefully adapt to the cold, because it's gonna drop into the teens. Okay, so I have up here my Yuko lantern for illumination, just to show you guys. Now here I have 2 blankets. It's a partial wool one and just a thicker, fluffier blanket, and then I have a sleeping bag. Now normally I wouldn't use sleeping bags before because I never really camped in the winter, but once again I made this purchase for this trip, so hopefully it's all in layers. I have a tarp underneath, I have my sleeping pad, and then I just tacoed the blankets. So they're supposed to be down here, but I did it in a hurry because it was snowing. But I'll fix this up. So once again, I'm in a taco position, and I have layers beneath me and over me. And that's about it. One of these packs, one of them has my clothing, one of them has gear to review, and the one in with my clothing is most likely going to become my pillow for the night. And then over there is one of Cuervo's coats that he's lending me because my coat might not be, equipped for this weather. So we'll see in case I need it or not. And that's about it. So that is my setup. And of course I have this little flap of the tarp so we can kind of protect from snow getting in here. So let's go ahead and take a look at Cuervo's stuff. Now check this out. This is in style right here. Cuervo is rocking a cot for his tent. So he's going to be above ground, and you can't see it because the Mexican blanket and the sleeping bag, but underneath, yeah, he's got a cot. So he's going to be above the ground, and then of course doing the taco as well. This is not held up green with me, but you guys get the point. He's got his pack with his gear, and then over here he's got his new Hidden Woodsman Haversack, the 2019 edition. Check this out. That is really awesome. And of course, appropriate. And we're going to be testing that out, and of course we're going to have a review in a couple months. I'm thinking of something pretty cool for like a gray man approach video for that one. Then over there you can see lantern for illumination, and that little pouch thing where you put your wallet, your flashlight, and all that stuff at the end of the day. And yeah, so that is his setup. So once again, we're not used to all this snow and all this stuff, all the cold up here, but I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be okay. We'll adapt from here. And then now that you've seen our setups for our tents, time to get this fire going because we are hungry. So I'd say some steaks should go down just about right. The one thing about this Exotac lighter is that, man, it hurts your thumb. I'm not trying to be a wimp, but that flint is pretty strong. Anyway, what we decided to do, guys, is since all that wood is pine over there, and pine is not so appetizing to cook with, it's going to give your food a really nasty flavor. I had some wood in my truck. Whenever I find wood, I'll take it with me, and it's in my truck, so I had cottonwood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting this Yuko grill ready, get it nice and warm. And then we're going to cook up some steaks on here with the cottonwood that is only going to be for cooking, and then all the pine is going to be for keeping warm. And of course now we have 2 fires, so it'll help us stay a little warmer. Alright, so it's been about an hour since last time that we shot some footage. It has been quite difficult to get a fire going. Just all the snow, all the moistness and all that stuff is just a little difficult, but we got this fire going, and once again, this is pine, so this is just going to be for our heat. And then over here on our Yuko flat pack, we have some steaks. Finally, we got those coals going, so that's cooking. And over there, they're already warmed up. We're just trying to keep them warm because they're going to get cold by the time the steaks are done. We have green chilies and some chopped up mushrooms. You've seen this meal before, but we're not getting too technical. We're not getting too fancy with new dishes right now or new recipes because we're tired, we're hungry, and the sun is about to set in like 20 to 30 minutes. So something just to fill our bellies and warm up and relax, and then we can get more fancy with new recipes tomorrow. Alright, so it's beginning to snow, and check out these little snowflakes. They look so cool. I've never, coming from the desert where we're not used to snow, this looks really crazy. This looks really cool. Alright, so our steaks are cooked. We're just cutting them up into strips to make into some tacos. Man, we are hungry. We'll tell you guys later what's the saga that's been going on these last couple of days because it didn't go as planned. And because of that, we haven't had a chance to actually eat any actual food. We've just been eating, bags of chips and stuff. But, yeah, these are ready. So we're just heating up some tortillas. And our green chili strips are ready. Our mushrooms are ready. So, almost there. So, alright, so our tortillas are cooked. They're warmed up. And then time to go ahead and put some strips of meat on here. And then in here, we have our green chili strips put on there. And there's some mushrooms in there, but we'll place them on the plate afterwards. So there we go. And the meat's already marinated, so I don't have to worry too much about putting, salt and pepper. I put some pepper when they were cooking. So time to eat our supper. And then next, our Cuervo's, his tortillas are just about done. So he's just gonna do the same thing, and then it's time to eat. Here, let me just give you guys a little sneak peek. We needed that. While Cuervo gets his food going, I'm getting this fire nice and hot because it is cold out here. It's dropping to the teens or early 20s tonight, and once again, we're not used to this, and we're somewhat exposed. So if winds come in, we can feel them over here. Overall, the way we're dressed, I think we're okay other than our feet. We're wearing leather boots, so of course that's not the best footwear. So once we eat, we're gonna just focus on keeping this fire to warm us up. Little strip of meat here, Boy Scout style. Warm them up because it started right away. The meat started getting cold. Alright guys, so we already ate, and so we feel a lot better. We have some warm food in our stomachs, and the temps are dropping. Nighttime is coming, and we got ourselves our fire. In a little bit, we're going to be drinking some Jack and Coke, and yeah, it's getting pretty cold, right? I rinsed the green chilies before cooking them, obviously, and there was a couple of droplets left on the little plate I used, and it froze over. It was ice when I went to go use that plate again, so it's definitely going to be dropping. Other than that, though, we are feeling a lot better. Morale has been raised. Let me let you guys know what happened. So we have been planning this trip for a couple weeks already. Cuervo and I, we both got the time off from work, for these 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for camping. So we pack, we get everything ready. We got time off of work. I bought new tires for the truck, fixed some doors that weren't opening. And then we head out here, and we couldn't camp on Monday because the winds were ridiculously strong. There was a wind advisory. We actually came out here to, see if we can rough it out, see if we can, improvise. It didn't. It was too ridiculous, and, you always got to watch out with, falling trees and that kind of stuff. So we ended up having to go back to the nearest town, and we stayed at a hotel, which was fine. We ate at a little restaurant. We ate some steak, and then we relaxed. So then, fast forward to today, we start early. We're not that far from the mountains, so we head out to set up camp. We find a nice little cozy spot, and we couldn't camp there. A gentleman that's working nearby in construction said that was, I guess, private property. We couldn't camp. And we had already set up our tents and everything. We already had the fire going, and that was a little blow to the ego, so we had to pack everything back up and look for another spot. And this spot is okay. It just isn't as nice as the first one. The first one was a lot cozier. We were just protected from the wind and stuff. The fire wasn't as difficult to get going. But finally, we're here. Unfortunately, because of yesterday's wind advisory and being late, we're not going to be able to film as much as we wish we did. And we're probably only going to, we're going to be leaving at this time tomorrow. So, our trip was cut short. But we're going to make the best of it. So we are filming this overnighter. We already filmed an EDC update on, about my stuff. Tomorrow I'm hoping to film a power bank that we've been behind on. I mean, that company's no longer talking to me. They're that mad. And I feel really bad. But it is a really good power bank. So I really want to talk to you guys about it. And then other than that, it's time to relax. So I see Cuervo over there. He's already pouring that Jack. So I'm going to do so in a little bit as well. But finally, our tents are ready. The fire's nice and warm. And it's not so bad now. Once again, we're wimps to the cold, but, we're now with warm food, and, we have stuff like this to improvise to adapt to the cold. We're going to be okay. And there we have John Marston himself, a.k.a. Cuervo Negro.
Cheers.
Enjoying that Jack and Coke. The fire's finally nice and cozy. It took like 2 hours to get this thing to get going because everything was so wet out here. Alright, got some illumination, some cheapy Walmart lantern over there, and then we have my Yuko one over here. And time to relax. So I'm about to pour myself my cup. So good times.
Good times.
Alright folks, so I am already back in here. Cuervo and I have already finished the bottle of Jack, and now it is time for us to call it a night. So I have my sleeping bag and my blankets. We'll see how this goes. So I'm feeling pretty warm, so I'll be alright. See you guys tomorrow. Alright folks, so this is the next morning. It got pretty cold last night. It's not too bad with my sleeping bag and 2 blankets and of course my coat, the hat, the gloves, the socks. It wasn't too bad, but my feet were just freezing the whole night. My feet were like pretty much hurting the whole night, so that was annoying. And it kept waking me up. But finally it's daylight and it's warming up, so it's not so bad. I don't know if you can tell, but there's actually, you can see my breath. So yeah, so it was pretty cold. We did get to the freezing point. Our water's frozen solid. So I could hear Cuervo outside. I could hear him making some coffee. So that'll do me some good. Drink some, something warm, and then from there get some breakfast going. So here's my water bottle. I accidentally left that outside when I went to bed, and you could see the ice in there. Now it is warming up for the most part already, but yeah, so yeah, we were definitely at the freezing point last night, and oh man, I feel like I'm in the Revenant. It's so cold, but it's beautiful. Alright, so I believe coffee is just about ready. Yep, coffee's ready. And then over here's our frozen broth from last night that we didn't drink. I'm gonna just warm that up too, just in case. But time to get some coffee going and start the day. Alright, so we're going to be making some chorizo with potatoes, and we got this Beasley Smokehouse smoked sausage, green onion with jalapeno links. That sounds really good. So, we're green chili whores, so we're going to place them on here. I think 2, let's go with 3. We'll split that one. And yeah, we're going to cook these bad boys up. And then in a little bit, I'll start making some eggs for me. Cuervo does not eat eggs, but so yeah. Alright guys, so breakfast is done. I have eggs. I have potatoes with chorizo. They are a little burnt. You know, you can't control the campfire, and we're all groggy. And a hot link, and coffee's ready as well. So we're gonna munch out, and then from there get to some reviewing and relaxing. So, breakfast time. All right, so a good couple 100 feet away from camp, quite a distance away, I'm scouting around for a place to use the restroom. So I'm just gonna improvise a latrine, and this is a good spot right here, nice and hidden. That stump right there, that log. Basically just I brought my shovel, dig a hole here, do your business, sit down, do your business, and then cover it. And yeah, so this is our restroom. Look at that beautiful view. Now, while we are out here exploring, I did run into this. That's interesting. Hooves. So something died out here. Obviously, scavengers came and fed on it. So there's 2 back feet. And then there's just this, the hide here. And nothing else. I can't find the rest of its carcass. But, interesting. The circle of life. It appears to be an elk. All right, folks, we already put away our stuff, all our tents and all that gear. It's all gone now. There is snow with the last of the embers, just to make sure, just to not risk anything. And we are ready to go home. We both work tomorrow, and we do have a good 3-hour drive to get there. Then, of course, to bring down the gear and unpack and shower and get ready for bed and all that stuff. So this trip was unfortunately not as long as we wish it was, but at the same time it was really cool as well. Our first time winter camping, so we're getting outside our comfort zone. It was cold. We're definitely not winter people, but I'm glad we did it. And of course next time we just got to be better prepared. Probably get some better quality stuff, probably like stronger sleeping bags and that kind of stuff. But overall, thank you guys for joining us. Got a couple reviews that we filmed on here, and yeah, so I hope you guys like this video. So give us a like if you did enjoy it, and we'll see you guys next week. So thank you for watching. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.